Hi guys, welcome to Mr. Cloudbook channel. In this particular video, we are going to browse an AWS resources using the Ansible playbook. Okay, so we are going to write an Ansible playbook to browse an AWS EC2 instance, and along with that, we are running a user data. It will install Docker and it will run on container to us. And finally, we are going to play a get 2048 game on our newly frozen EC2 instances. Okay, so let's get started. This is the blog for to browse an AWS resources with Ansible and Jenkins CI/CD. Okay, so first our developer or our DevOps engineer will push the code to GitHub repository and he will start the build using the Jenkins as a CI/CD tool. Okay, so Jenkins will check out the code from GitHub repository, and once this is done, after Jenkins we are going to scan our files using the Aqua Trivy. So why we are not using the SonarQube means we are going to run only single file. Okay, so for single file we don't have to use any SonarQube. Okay, if you run the SonarQube analysis, it won't provide any output. Okay, that's why I'm not adding this SonarQube. Okay, so next we are going to move to the next stage of Ansible playbook. I'm going to explain the Ansible playbook. Okay, so this will browse in the EC2 instances in our AWS, and once this is done, it will gonna install Docker using the user data, and finally we are going to see this particular 2048 game on our newly frozen EC2 instances. Okay, first we have to take the Ubuntu T2 medium as the instance type. So this is my AWS console. Okay, let me launch the instance. So I already said that you have to use the T2 medium as the instance type. Okay, so we are not installing SonarQube, that's why I'm not taking the T2 large as the instance type here. Okay, so for the name, so you can provide any name you want. I'm just going with Jenkins and Ansible. So for the OS image, I am going to select the Ubuntu, so 22.04. Okay, for the instance type, select the T2 medium. Okay, so T2 medium, you can see T2 medium. So so this is the existed one, and for the security group, I am going with the default. So launch wizard one, and the storage, so take up to 24. Okay, so 24 GB storage, and click on advanced details here and go to the user data section here and copy the complete code to install Jenkins. So this will install Jenkins on your system. Let me copy this and paste it here and click on launch instance. It will gonna install Jenkins on your system. Okay, it will take 2 to 3 minutes to come up. So meanwhile, come back to instances. So meanwhile, select the instance. It will take 2 by 2 checks. Okay, so click on connect and copy the SSH client here. Open your mobile extreme or putty. So provide the SSH client here, enter, provide as enter. So it will gonna connect to your EC2 instance. Okay, so Ctrl L to clear the screen. So everything is done. Let's see the status again. Yeah, it's active running, and Ctrl C and Ctrl L to clear the screen. Okay, so this is done. So if you want to see the Jenkins page, you have to copy the public IP address here and open a new tab and paste the IP address, and with 8080 you can see the Jenkins page. So we are going to the sign in page of our Jenkins. Okay, so if you copy this particular path and go to your mobile extreme and provide the sudo and cat and paste the path, you will get the password for your Jenkins system. Copy this one, go to the browser and paste the administrator password, paste there and click on continue, and you have to click on install suggested plugins. Okay, so it will take some time to install your plugins. So meanwhile, so we are going to install Trivy on our system. Okay, so you will get this page. So then we are going to create admin user. So finally you are seeing this dashboard. Okay, so let's install Trivy. So copy these comments and go back to your mobile extreme and open a new file, sudo vi trivy.sh, enter and provide the comments and escape shift:\q and provide the executable permissions by sudo chmod +x, file name is trivy.sh, enter. So you can see ll, so we are getting the executable permissions. So if you run sh trivy.sh, it will gonna install Trivy on our system. So Control L to clear the screen, and let me see whether the Trivy is installed or not. Just providing Trivy. Okay, so you will get this output once you provide the Trivy there. Okay, so if you want to see the version, you can see by providing Trivy-version here. Okay, you will get the version of Trivy. Okay, 0.45. Let me clear the screen. We install Ansible. We have to install Ansible on our Jenkins machine. Let me copy this one, so it will gonna update your system. Sudo apt get update, enter. So let me copy this one. So it will gonna install a required packages for our Ansible. So shift insert, enter. Okay, so Y, enter. Okay, it's downloaded, and clear the screen, and let's install the Ansible repository. Okay, so copy this one and paste it here, enter. So it will gonna add the repository. Okay, so once this is done, you have to update again. You can update and you can install Python 3 also. Okay, so this is done. Let's update again. So Control L to clear the screen, and let me install the Python. Sudo apt install Python 3. So let me see the command again. Yeah, install Python 3, and provide -y also. It will gonna install Python. So there is already Python 3 is installed. Okay, newest version 3.10.6. Okay, let me go back to our Jenkins dashboard. So you have to provide a username here. Okay, so I'm going with the username. So admin username, and password is, confirm the password, and easy. So for the mail, I'm going to use this one, and click on save and continue, and click on save and finish, and start using Jenkins. So this is the official dashboard for our Jenkins. Okay, so this is done. So we have to install Ansible now. Copy this command and go back to instance, enter. So it will install Ansible on your system. So we have to install Ansible core also. Let me copy this command. So it's installed. Let me clear the screen and paste the Ansible core command also, enter. So okay, that is already installed automatically. You can see Ansible core is already installed with the newest version. So clear the screen. So let me see the Ansible version by providing Ansible -version, enter. So this is the Ansible version 2.15, and we are using the Python version as 3.1.0. So Ansible need Python to run. Okay, so this is done. We checked the version. So we need to install Python pip3 also. Let me copy this command. So this will install Python and pip3 also. So why we need to install this pip3? So we need to install boto and boto3. So why we need boto and boto3 means, for the Ansible we need boto and boto3 to access the AWS resources using the boto SDK. That's why we need to install pip3, and we need to install boto and boto3 also. Okay, so let me copy the command and paste it here. So it will install Python pip3, and meanwhile, so let me copy this command to install. To add sudo also it will works, but pip3 install boto and boto3, I am going with this one. So click on enter and clear the screen and paste the command. So let me copy the command again. Right click, copy, and paste the command, enter. So it will install boto and boto3. Okay, so it is installed. So what it will do, it will gonna install Python 3 boto -y. So this will also install boto3. Okay, so if you want to see whether the boto3 is installed or not, just provide this command. Okay, pip list boto, it will gonna provide the list of boto3. Okay, paste it here. Okay, enter. So you will get the output. So boto is installed, boto3 is installed, and boto core is also installed. Okay, so we need these to access our AWS resources from Ansible. Okay, so we will get the output like this. So we need to create IAM role, and we need to add that IAM role to our Jenkins machine. So in this particular video, I am just provisioning the AWS EC2 only. So that's why I need to provide the EC2 full access. Okay, so let me go back to our AWS console and search for the IAM here. and click on IAM. So click on roles on the left side panel and click on create role, and you have to select the trusted entity type as AWS service. For the use case, you have to select the EC2, and you have to click on next here, and you have to search for EC2 full access. Okay, EC2. So here you can see EC2 full access. Check this one and click on next. So I'm just provisioning the EC2 only. So provide the name anything you want. So I'm just going with Jenkins CI/CD. Okay, so you can see only one policy is attached here, Amazon EC2 full access. Just click on create role. So we are creating the role here. Okay, so role is created. So meanwhile, go back to AWS EC2 instance. So this is the EC2 dashboard. So click on instances running here. Okay, so click on select the instance and click on actions and click on security and click on modify IAM role here, and just click on refresh, and in the drop down select the newly created Jenkins CI/CD role. Okay, and you have to click on update IAM role here. So this is the process. You can see here AWS service. You have to select the EC2 and click on next, and you have to provide the EC2 full access. Click on next, and you have to provide any name you want. I'm just going with Jenkins CI/CD and click on create role. So you have to come back to EC2 actions, security, modify IAM role, and you have to update the IAM role here. Okay, so meanwhile go back to your Jenkins. So we need this particular plugin. Okay, so Ansible plugin. Okay, so manage Jenkins. So let me log in again, enter. So click on plugins. Yeah, you can see we are at the manage Jenkins only. So click on plugins. So you have to click on available plugins here, and you have to search for Ansible. So you have to select this particular first one only. Okay, so check this box and click on install. So it will install your Ansible plugin. Okay, so this is done. Go back to manage Jenkins. You have to add the tool in the tool section. You have to click on tools. So go to the tools under Ansible installations. You have to click on add Ansible. Provide any name you want. I'm just going with the Ansible. Okay, so how to provide the Ansible path here. Okay, so you can come back to your mobile extreme, and you have to provide the which Ansible here. You will get the path of your Ansible. Okay, so copy the path up to user and bin. Right click, copy, and paste the path here. Okay, and click on apply and click on save. So this is you have to do. Already install Ansible plugin. You can see this is the command you have to provide. You will get this one under Ansible tool section. You have to add this one Ansible, and you have to set the path, and this is the playbook. Okay, now let's check the Ansible playbook now. So we start with the triple dots. So triple hyphens. So first hyphen name. So you have to provide the playbook name. Okay, so just a formal anything whatever the name you want, you can provide the name here. So I'm just provisioning a new EC2 instance and a security group. So host means local host. Local host means it will gonna run the Ansible playbook on our local system only on the same instance. Okay, so connection is local, and gather facts. I'm not gathering any fact. That's why I've set to false. Okay, so this is just a tag here. Okay, tag. So tags is provisioning. I'm just provisioning, right? That's why I'm just going with the provisioning tag. Okay, so this is optional and pre-task. So you have to gather a facts. So this is the pre-task. It will check our Python is installed or not. Okay, so it will gonna search for our Python version. So we need Python to run our Ansible. That's why it will gonna check the Python version first. So for some cases you will get the error output. That's why we are adding the install dependencies also for this particular boto 3 and boto core. So this will install dependencies for our boto 3 and boto core. Okay, so this will check for our Python. So next variables. So Ansible Python interpreter is 3.1.0. Our Ansible Python interpreter is 3.1.0, right? So you can see here which Python 3.10, enter. So you will get the path of your Python. Okay, so that is the Ansible Python interpreter I am using here. So we are using the 3.1.0, right? So if you see the Ansible version also here, so Ansible hyphen version, you can see it's using the 3.1.0. So that's why we are using the same interpreter here. Okay, so this is the variable. So this is the variable we are providing to Ansible Python interpreter. Use this particular Python 3.1.0 to run this particular playbook. So this is the key pair. So this particular key pair is available for me only. You can see. So in the key pair section, so this is the key pair available for me. That's why I am going to provide here as a Mumbai. So whatever the key pair is available for you, you have to change the key pair here. Okay. So for the instance type, I am using the T2 micro. So this is the AP South 1 AMI IP, and I am using the instance type is T2 micro and image ID. So this is the Ubuntu AMI ID, and so just providing the group as web server and count 1. So how many instances you want? I just want 1 instance, and region. So this is the Mumbai region, and security group. I'm just going with the name as EC2 security group, and tag name. So our instance name, it will gonna provide the tag name as a EC2. It will, whenever the instance is present, you will see this particular as a EC2 for our so you will see this particular name for our instance. Okay, so next task, what is the task we have to do? So we are creating a security group. First we need to create a security group. So this is the Amazon EC2 module we have to search for. If you open a new tab here, you have to search for the docs Ansible, enter. You will gonna go to this particular Ansible documentation. If you go click on here, so start writing Ansible playbooks. If you want to learn about the Ansible module, you have to click on here. So we are just starting with writing with the Ansible, right? That's why you have to click on start writing Ansible playbooks. You have to search for Amazon EC2 group here. Okay, if you search enter, you will get the security group info module here. So you have to provide like this for the security group, like so this will also work fine. Okay, so you can see the examples also to create a security group. Okay, so this is the security group, so group ID, so group name. Okay, so this is the module I am using here. Okay, so amazon.aws.ec2 group. Okay, so this will also work fine. Okay, so what is the name of our security group? So already I provided the variables here, so it will gonna take this particular security group name. Okay, so it will gonna take this name and provide the name as EC2 security group here. Okay, so for the region, I already provided the region here. You can see region is AP South 1. It will gonna create security group in AP South 1. So what are the roles we have to open? So for the TCP rule, we have to open 22 for our SSH connection and 8080 for our Jenkins. So this is optional. Okay, and this is the 3000 for our Docker container which is running using the user data, and 80 port for HTTP connection, and 443 for HTTPS connection, and this is the outbound rule. Okay, so it will gonna provide the all port to outbound. So for the register, this is the provide the just name, anything you want, just register as a basic firewall. Okay, so next task, we are going to launch the EC2 instance. So for the security group name, so what is the security group we are creating? It will gonna attach this particular security group. So we are going to create this particular security group, right, with the EC2 security group. So it will gonna attach the same security group here firstly. So for the second instance type, it will gonna take this particular T2 micro here. Okay, and again image ID, so we already provided the same name here for the instance. Image ID is equals to AMI, and you can see key pair is provided to Mumbai. So I am not coming go and up and down again. So reason it's going to take AP South 1, and key pair it's going to take Mumbai. For the count we provided 1, right? It will going to take the 1 instance. For the name, it will going to take the tag name as EC2 here. You can see I provided the name as EC2. So all you have to do is change the key pair here. Okay, you have to change the key pair here. If you want to change any AMI ID, you can change the AMI ID, and if you want to change the region, you can change the region here also. Okay, and user data, it will go and install Docker on the system, and it will go and run the our pre-built 2048 game. to us. Okay, so this is the same script, this is the same playbook which is available in the GitHub repository itself. Okay, so you can see EC2.yaml, so it will go and install same everything. So boto 3 and boto core and Python interpreter is 3.1.0, and it will go and create the same. Okay, so you can see 2048 also user data. So this playbook will provision the EC2 instance. Okay, so this is the pipeline. Okay, so let's write the pipeline. So click on new item and provide the any name you want. I'm just going with Ansible and click on pipeline and click on OK. So click on discard world builds and set to 3 and click on pipeline. So write pipeline from starting, pipeline agent is any, and for the tools section I added Ansible right in the tools, so that's why Ansible as the name as Ansible. So let me come back and write the stages. Open stages. For the first stage I'm going to clean the workspace every time, and now the new build starts. Okay, so clean WS, the steps. So clean WS, so it will gonna clean the workspace every time build starts, and the next stage it will gonna check out from Git. So steps, open. Let me take the pipeline syntax and meanwhile copy this one, Ansible and code. So copy this one and you can see this main branch here. Okay, so pipeline syntax and git provide the URL here, and branch is set to main, and just click on generate pipeline syntax. Let me copy this one. Okay, copy and come back to dashboard here and go back to manage Jenkins. So come to tools here. So meanwhile I will add here this particular checkout step. Okay, so apply. So in the tool section you can see Ansible installations. I provided the name as Ansible here. Okay, so that's why I am taking the tool as Ansible here. Okay, so whatever the name you provided there, you have to provide the same name here only. Okay, so apply and save. So let's build this one. Okay, click on build now. You can see it's building. So clean workspace, it gets error. So console output. Okay, let's come back Ansible. Let me see the code once again. Yeah, it's spelling mistake. So you have to provide the clean here. Okay, so I provide the clean WS, that's why it's getting error. So and save and click on build now again. You can see now it's working. So it will take checking out the code also. So this is done. Okay, so click on configure. Let's add the Trivy file scan stage. Okay, so click add new stage equals to, so Trivy fs scan. So Trivy file scan steps. So if you check what is the shell script we have to use, sh Trivy fs dot. Okay, so it will scan the every file in the system, I mean our repository. So there is only one file. Now let's build again. You can see our Trivy fs scan is also completing here. Okay, so it's also completed. So you can see the output also, console output. So you can see the Trivy report here. Okay, so everything is done. So our next stage is we have to add the Ansible provision here. So let me add the stage by copying it from there only. So I don't want to waste time. Okay, so copy this particular stage and add it here and apply. So we are going to use this particular command to surpass any warnings during the run of this particular playbook. Okay, so it will gonna install any required updates for our pip3 and boto 3. Okay, and meanwhile how did you generate this particular Ansible playbook? So meanwhile you will get this particular doubt also, like you have to go to the pipeline syntax here. We already have that one. So and you have in the sample step, you have to click on Ansible playbook. So for the Ansible tool, we have to provide the Ansible tool if you want provide. So in playbook path, so we have to provide the playbook path also. So I'm just going with EC2.yaml and nothing. I'm going to provide anything here. If you just generate pipeline syntax, you will get this one. Okay. So if you don't want this installation also, you can directly remove this one. Okay. You can directly remove this one and you can provide the Ansible playbook and playbook EC2.yaml. So we provide the same command here, Ansible playbook with the playbook colon equals to EC2.yaml. Okay. So apply and save and click on build now, and you can see so our fourth build is started. And meanwhile go back to our console output and you can see so it's gathering our facts. It's using the our Python 3.1.0 and it's installed the dependencies also. You can see our security group is also created. You can see security group is created and the EC2 instance also is created here. So everything is succeeded and fourth build also is succeeded. It just taken the 16 seconds to launch our new EC2 instance. Meanwhile come back to our AWS console here and click on EC2 dashboard in the left side panel. So meanwhile you can see here, so these are the 4 steps we use it now. Okay, so you will get the output like this, A is a EC2 and you have to copy this particular IP, public IP, and you have to provide the public IP with the 3000. You will get this particular output. Okay, let's see. So you can see instances is running too. So you can see AJ EC2 is now up and running. So it will gonna take some times to install Docker and it will gonna take minimum 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so wait for 2 to 3 minutes, download the user data and to install the user data, and you have to install Docker, right? So next we need to run the container also. That's why it's need 2 to 3 minutes. You have to wait the 2 to 3 minutes only. And meanwhile copy this public IP and open a new tab here and Control V and provide the 3000 here. Okay, click on enter. So you can directly search for any plugin here, I mean any module here. If you want to search for Amazon EC2, you can search Amazon EC2 here. You can see Amazon EMA module, tag module, everything you will get the here. So Amazon AWS EC2 instance module. So it will gonna create our instance. So to create an instance module, to create a AWS EC2 playbook, you have to go to this particular module. So under you have to come down, you can see the examples also. You can see so name to start and add a EBS value. So under the name you are providing any name you want. Instance type is there, image ID is there. You have to provide the AMI here. So and VPC subnet, if you want to provide the VPC subnet also you can provide here. Okay, so volume, so what is the volume type you want, how many, if you want any GB, extra GB you can provide also. So you can see CPU options is also provided here. So you have to come to this particular module section and you have to do the you have to write the playbook. Okay, yeah, you can see our game is coming up and running. You can play the game now. Okay, you can see I'm playing the game now. Okay, it's working fine. So this is how you have to provision the EC2 instance. Okay, so no need to worry about this particular playbook. Okay, so you can also write this one easily by using this particular modules. Okay, so if you don't want this particular okay, let me show this one. If you don't want this variables file, you can directly provide the actual values here. Okay, so I think from this video you will learn something new. Okay, thanks for watching the video and keep on supporting to the Mr. Cloudbook channel.